Simply because something is widely accepted does not necessarily mean that it is accurate or factual. This also applies to the theory of the Big Bang. Now, I'm no scientist, but there are some fundamental problems I see with this theory. And while I realize that scientists don't have all the answers, the basic idea of the Big Bang appears to be flawed from the start. Some of the biggest problems I see with the theory of the Big Bang have to do with the idea of the singularity. Now, a singularity is described as a point in space, and a point is defined as a particular place or position where something happens. But based on the whole premise of the creation of the universe, everything we know came from the Big Bang. I also understand that the word point can hold several other meanings as well. But for the purposes of the topic of creation and the concept of the singularity, we will focus on the meaning of the word position as it applies to a particular location or position in space. Although this point described in the singularity is not perceived as a physical location, it becomes just that much more difficult to understand how this theoretical point could even exist. Wikipedia describes the gravitational singularity as a condition in which gravity is predicted to have been so intense that it caused a catastrophic breakdown in space-time itself. It is further described as a point at which the singularity is no longer part of space-time, and it can no longer be described by when or where. Now that's a difficult statement to wrap one's head around. Gravitational singularities exist at a junction between general relativity and quantum mechanics. My fear is that something is missing in the formula or the equation with regard to the theory of gravitational singularities. Now allow me to elaborate, if I may, on what I believe could possibly be a missing piece of the puzzle.
For years, scientists have claimed to be searching for signs of intelligent life beyond this world, both past and present, and have yet to find any definitive proof to show that it exists. In December of 2008, after witnessing a strange and brilliantly lit craft about 20 to 30 feet above the treetops in my neighbor's yard, I decided to conduct an informal investigation to see if I could find any evidence of extraterrestrial life in and around the area where my family and I live. I didn't have any aspirations of going to some of the more famous places that UFO hunters go to look for aliens. I instead decided that if I was going to be able to determine anything, it would have to be in my own backyard. For over 15 years, I had been searching for an answer to the question of whether or not we were alone in the universe. And over the years, I managed to come up with some interesting answers. What I also learned in the first few years of my search was to never allow others to tell me that I was wasting my time, or that I was losing it because I sought answers to some of the questions that everyone else seemed too afraid to ask. I knew that within the first few weeks of investigating this, that it wasn't going to be easy. I found myself being subjected to all kinds of unexplainable encounters and the worst kind of ridicule from my peers. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, but every event presented to me was met with scrutiny and doubted so much that I thought about giving up. But after being involved in this for more than 2 years, I started to realize that I was somehow destined to do this, and that it was meant for me to dig into this to reveal some of the secrets about this reality that were only being shown to me. And now, 15 years after their first reveal, I can say definitively that yes, extraterrestrial visitation is real. But there's an awful lot more to this story than just that fact. In the coming weeks, I will put an end to the question of whether extraterrestrial visitation is real, and go even further and show that not only do they exist, but some in fact have a hand in the active cycle of this planet and some of its functions. So you might ask yourself why. Simply put, some of them depend on this planet because it provides a safe environment for their young to grow and learn. Yes, that's right. Earth is a seedling planet for some of their young. What I've learned over the course of the last 15 years is that they have no intention of living with or revealing themselves to humans at this time. They have been here on this planet and on our moon for a very long time, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. The video playing now shows just how deeply entrenched the extraterrestrials really are. The video shows plenty of their seedlings moving about in our atmosphere. But what I also discovered quite by accident was that they were also using our home as well. Now, I'm not sure whether I will be able to reveal everything I've managed to discover about them, but I believe you need to be aware of at least some of it because there's a lot at stake when it comes to this planet. The most important part of this you need to know right now is that this place doesn't belong to you, and it is only on loan, and it comes with certain stipulations and requirements that must be met and adhered to if you expect to continue your occupancy here. Okay, let me leave you with this. There are extraterrestrials that either come here or pass by here daily, and there's little if anything that can be done about it. They are aware of us, whether we are aware of them or not. There's a lot that I've discovered about them. Their residency on the moon, Mars, and the fact that they monitor in some form or fashion our every move. They do not interfere, but realize this, that no matter what we do to each other, the rent still comes due. In future episodes, I want to talk to you about the reality of abduction, implantation, visitation, and the types of crafts they use. Also, how much they act like us, and some of the differences, and a host of other interesting topics. Let me just say thanks for watching. Please be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.